This video is sponsored by Nintendo. I've made a bunch of updates to my island since the release of the Animal Crossing New Horizons Nintendo Switch 2 edition thanks to all the major improvements it adds to the game. The new mouse controls and performance upgrades made decorating a breeze. Plus, since my sister and a bunch of my friends all also have the Nintendo Switch 2 edition, we can all play together in 12-player sessions online, and we can even use the game chat support to hear everyone's reactions in real time. And with a Nintendo Switch Online membership, you can visit Slumber Island now to terraform, build, and decorate with your friends and family in a shared dreamscape. I actually have not yet entrusted my sister with working on something together, but I have been doing it with my friends. You know how little sisters are. I mean, you understand. But I have been having so much fun with both the update and the Nintendo Switch 2 edition. I cannot recommend it enough. I know a lot of you are also longtime fans of this game, and now is a great time to get back into it if you haven't already. So get back on, hang out with your residents, and revisit your islands today to see all of the new updates in the Animal Crossing New Horizons Nintendo Switch 2 edition. You can use the link in the description box if you want to go check it out. But welcome to Bridgeport. I am so excited to show you around. I wanted to start over here by the airport so you can get the full Bridgeport visitor experience. When you first walk up from the airport, just to the left, I have what I like to call my farmer's market. So I've got a little book stand, there's a gyroid stand. Over here we've got some fruit and some vegetables. We have like plants for sale over here. And then in the front of it, I kind of have this like little beach hangout where I'm selling some ice cream and there's some places to sit. I thought it was kind of realistic to have a marketplace right next to the airport. And then if you go straight ahead and keep going, this is kind of like the downtown of my island. I don't really feel like I have one single theme. It's not like a city core or a town core or anything like that. It's kind of just like my island. There's sort of a downtown, there's kind of like a rural area. I guess I was kind of going for realism in that way. But in this like main street area, first we have Nook's Cranny, and they've got like a little bit of storage back here behind them for like unloading boxes and shipping and stuff. And then I've got a telephone booth and an ABD because I need to use this to get bells out all the time when I'm shopping. So I just made it easy access for myself. If you keep going a little bit further, I've got the Able sisters right here, and back behind their shop, they have like a little rainbow flower garden. My flowers are all currently picked because this is a true representation of my actual island state because ever since the update came out, I've been picking so many flowers. I've been trying to do a lot of crafting. My goal is to eventually craft every single item in the game, and I'm getting there. But a lot of the things that I have not yet crafted are these flower wreaths, so I'm trying to get all the flowers so that I can then craft with them. So basically every single day my flowers are bulbed. But I think this part where they're starting to bud is actually kind of pretty, so I don't really mind. If you keep going a little bit further, I've got like cars and stuff placed out in the road, and then this is the museum. I have a T-Rex skeleton out front that I was pretty proud of. I am so close to finishing my museum. I've got all the critters, I've got all the bugs, all the fish, all the sea creatures. I'm just missing 4 pieces of art. This empty platform is like haunting me, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Once you get all the way down to the end of the street, there's a bridge that takes you over to the beach, and this area is pretty exciting because this is where the hotel is. I actually already had this little boardwalk area before the update even came out, long before we ever had a hotel over here. And it's like the perfect location because now we have this beautiful fancy hotel. And then I have like a boardwalk with all these fair rides and stuff right next to it. So you could buy some food at these little food stands. You could ride some rides if you wanted to. And I've kind of decorated my pier as if this area is sort of still under construction. This is more functional for me than anything else because I've been trying to do a bunch of these tasks to craft all the items. So I put a DIY workbench and also a kitchen set over here. So this way I can cook and craft just right here and then super easily put it back into this box for Captain. And I also have a storage shed right here, which has been super useful for my goal of crafting everything because I can just put stuff away as I finish it. The ability to craft more than one thing at once in the update, and also to be able to craft anywhere using stuff from my storage, has completely changed the game for me. I am having so much fun doing DIY stuff. I literally made a spreadsheet of all the DIYs that I'm missing because I'm trying to keep track of what I need to work on next. It's seriously been so much fun doing this. I haven't quite finished redecorating all of my hotel rooms yet because I'm kind of trying to savor them, but I've done 5 so far. Right now, Tipper is staying in my beach-themed room. Kevin is staying in this Japanese-inspired room. Lucy is in my little cottage room. Spork is staying in what I call the Enchanted Forest room. And then we have Rodney in my penthouse suite. I don't know why I got so many pigs here today. It's kind of funny funny that there's 3 pigs. Oh, and these are the outfits that I've set up for my guests to wear. I don't know about this one, but it's pretty fancy. It's just they're 2 very different styles, both of these outfits. This one feels a little bit more winter vibes, so maybe I'll wear this one today. I've also been doing a lot of redecorating of the beach recently to add things like this smoothie stand, and I've just got some more places to like relax by the water. This has been a huge improvement because before my entire beach almost was full of flowers. Mostly it was more over on this side that was pretty flower heavy. It's like right by the entrance I already had a nice little beach setup, but if you went too far to the right, you would just enter this like flower madness. This entire area that's all empty right now, the entire area, all the way up to the end of the island was full of flowers. Because I had so many flowers that I had been breeding and just, I didn't really know where I wanted to put them. So when I was redoing my island, I kind of just shoved them over here on the beach and then never moved them again. So the update coming with Rossetti, oh my goodness, he has changed my life. He made it so easy to clear all of it up, and now it's just in my storage waiting for me when I'm ready to use them. And that's the other thing, being able to put stuff in my storage and like save flowers and bushes and stuff. Kevin sent me this DIY. He's in my hotel today. Anyway, Rossetti is a legend, and he has been a huge help to me. But over here, this is where my neighborhood is on the island. I've kind of organized it so all my residents have their own little yard and these cute little picket fences around them. So this one is Marshall's house. I gave him some beachfront property. And then this is Camo Frog's house. He's got the second beachfront property. Then we have Whitney and Vladimir living over here. This is for Elise and Cole. This is where Curly lives. And then actually next door is Lolly's house. And I just redid the interior of her house using Animal Crossing New Horizons Happy Home Paradise DLC. This is actually separate from the free update that was released in January. So I was pretty proud of how this turned out for her. She kind of has a winter wonderland of her own inside, and she's crafting. It's a peach rug, this DIY. I will take that and maybe give it to my sister because I don't think she'll have that one yet. And that's the other thing. My sister and I have been playing together online recently because she just got a Nintendo Switch 2 and Animal Crossing New Horizons for Christmas, and she had never played Animal Crossing before, so it's been really fun for me to play with her. Like every time Celeste is on my island or if I have shooting stars, I open up my gates for her to come over, and we come and we stand like right here and we just wait for shooting stars together. It's been so fun to have been playing this game for so long, and oh, I ran through my own flowers. But I've been playing this game for so long, and I have so many like eras of memories of playing, you know? It's like every part of my island has some kind of like story attached to it or like some fun memory with friends attached to it. These last 2 houses are my favorite island residents. This is where Pietro lives, and then this one, my most favorite resident of all time, is Freckles. I redid the interior of her house too. I made it very pink for her inside, but this is what her house is looking like. Her original house has a giant fish in the back of it, so I kept a fish for her because I felt like it was true to her personality. And I've kind of set it up so the further back you go in my island, the more rural it gets. So up on this top cliff, this is like the countryside of the island. I've got all my farms up in this area. I tried to do some forced perspective with the wheat fields and these shop fronts, so it kind of looks like a farmhouse way off in the distance. I've got even more crops over this way. My orchard is in the back over here, and I've decorated it with little things like bags of soil. And then recently, this used to be empty for the longest time, but I put some more crops over here. I like to imagine that this gyroid is the farmer, and they're the one who runs this place, but it seems like a lot of work for a little guy like that. Across this bridge, this is my campsite. I've got like some food and some music set out for them. They can grill over here, and then of course they have the actual campsite back this way. Way to the left, if you keep going over here, everyone thinks this is creepy, but I swear it's not intended to be creepy. This is my graveyard, but not like nothing happened to them. This is supposed to be like a beautiful memorial to my first island residents. Like my starters were Hamlet and Rocket. They haven't lived on my island since 2020, but I kind of miss them, and I feel like they served a very special place on this island, so I wanted to have a dedicated space to honor them. But everybody thinks that like something bad happened. I do also have some empty spaces for future residents that might want to have their photos here. I'm hoping we can get Curly in here soon. Again, it's not meant to be creepy. It's supposed to be a beautiful thing. I understand that it might look bad. And then over this way, I am very proud of my work here. This is my rock garden. And I know when I last showed you my island, I did not have this rock garden finished yet. My flowers are getting a little bit out of control over here, but I spent a long time trying to force these rocks to all spawn exactly in this circle, and I'm really glad that I did it. It's maybe not like the most practical because I've got a lot of furniture and like stuff placed everywhere over over here, but I don't mind because it looks really good. And if you keep going this way, when you get like way back into the corner, I've made a special area for Red. Put like warning signs outside. And then this is where Red's boat will spawn in. He's got like a secret treasure beach way in the back. Enter at your own risk. You've been warned. But yeah, I guess in a way, this corner is kind of like the creepy section of my island. But it is right next to my own house. This is where I live, way at the top of the hill. I've got a couple of my favorite flowers planted out front. I've got some places for myself to sit and eat cake in the front yard. And then this is the interior of my house. And I've made a couple of improvements, I think, since I last showed you this. I feel like the interior of my house is an endless work in progress. Like, I'm never gonna be done with it. I'm gonna be constantly changing it. In here, I have sort of what I like to call a gallery wall of my photos. And I probably could put some of these in the graveyard, but a lot of them are still here on my island. I tried to like haphazardly place them, but I don't know if it looks bad like that or if it looks cool. So let me know in the comments. But I think it's kind of fun to have this big wall of all my friends. I've got a couple of new items. Like this is new from the update, this little table. And I also just got the goldfish trophy in the most recent fishing tournament. So I've got that on display because I'm quite proud of myself with that one. This is what my kitchen looks like. I am really proud of this kitchen area. I really like this ranch kitchen set. And I also put all these mismatched chairs at the dining table. And then I've got a kind of cute gallery wall on this wall as well. Probably the biggest change is that I turned this back room into my craft room. So this is what I like to think of as my sewing room. I have like my sewing machine in the middle of the table. I've got a bunch of like sewing decor. Like there's a clothing rack. There's some balls of yarn up in the top corner. There's like little sewing notions over here. I have a sewing box, and I also literally have my DIY workbench, so you can actually craft in this room. I don't think I made a ton of changes to the bathroom since I last showed you, but I did finally get the shower stall I've been wanting. This thing is 110,000 bells, so I kept like not allowing myself to buy it because it was too expensive, but I've got a lot of money on this Switch at this point, so I've indulged myself and I bought a shower stall. I also have an ironing board for my sewing and like, you know, other various bathroom things in here. I'm still kind of working on my bedroom. I feel like I need to get some more items and do some more crafting for this space. So this is kind of a work in progress. But while we're in here, this is probably a good chance for me to show you the new mouse controls on the Nintendo Switch 2 edition. You can now use the Joy-Con 2 as a mouse on your desk if you want to. I know you can't see what I'm doing with my hands, but right now I'm literally dragging this on my desk as if it were a mouse. So having this ability has made it significantly easier for me to decorate inside, especially using it in like the hotel and stuff, because I've been doing a lot more decorating recently than I used to. But I'm happy with this room for now. I just think I could probably use a little bit more. So I'm still working on that. And this last room, this is a little bit weird. Okay, I'm just gonna warn you in advance. This last room is my basement. It's like under the sea themed. To be honest, I don't really know what I want to do with my basement yet. Initially, I thought I was gonna make this space the craft room, but then I did it upstairs. So if you've got any ideas for things I could use this basement for, I am open to hearing your suggestions. I will take literally anything, honestly. It could be as weird as Under the Sea, if that's what you want to suggest. But seriously, let me know in the comments what I should do down there. And now I want to go show you my Slumber Island. This is one of those times where you're gonna have to trust the process, okay? Because my Slumber Island is clown themed. It's like Pietro's Carnival is kind of the vibe that I was going for, but not in a scary way. I don't think that Pietro is scary. I think he is magical. So I made this like rainbow fun carnival thing. Oh, I guess I probably shouldn't wear the hotel clothes to sleep. I got bamboozled, didn't I? I guess I probably shouldn't steal clothes, huh? Let me just put it back. Return outfit. Okay. It's slumber time. I should have put on pajamas for this, shouldn't I? It's okay. It's okay. I like the bear sweater. I look cute. Slumber's irresistible call beckons once more I see. So if you have a Nintendo Switch Online membership, you can play on the Slumber Islands, and you can have up to 3 of them. You can choose the size of the island, and you can also completely do whatever you want on them. You can freely terraform. You can freely use any items. You don't need to craft anything to put it here. You know how like things like the castle pieces are very expensive? That's okay. You can use as many as you want because you don't have to pay for them here. As long as you've ever had something cataloged, you can use it on your Slumber Island. And this is what my carnival area looks like. So I tried to make it very rainbow themed. I've got some arcade machines and some little games outside. There's a trash can and a place to sit. You can even turn on the teacups if you want to. It makes kind of a fun sound. I've got a place to buy some balloons over here. Over here I have an ABD and also a gumball machine, and then upstairs I made it into kind of like a playground space. So I use all that rainbow playground equipment up here. I tried to hide little bubble machines behind trees in random spots so it has like some bubble effects. And then I think my favorite part of the whole carnival is back here. This is like the food court area. So I've got an ice cream stand, I put a little smoothie and slushy stand, and then I also have a spot for you to get some fried food. There's like a deep fryer, some fries, some pretzels. On the beach you can get some popcorn. I thought over here this could be like the museum of Pietro, and I would decorate the inside to look like a museum, but I haven't gotten quite that far yet. And this is actually the smallest size of Slumber Island. I haven't done the big one yet, but I think it could be kind of fun for like me and my sister to work on one of those together. So I'll have to let you know how that turns out once I'm done with it. Maybe I'll make another island tour then. But that, my friends, is the full tour of my island. I'm really proud of my island so far, so it's kind of fun to get a chance to show it off to you. But this is by no means complete. I feel like my island is never going to be complete. There's always something else I want to work on, something else I want to add to. And I think that's just the beauty of this game. Like, there's always something else that could be done. I really haven't done much over here in this part behind the museum yet. And also, this is a mess. I'm working on trying to get a couple new flower colors that I don't have yet, but I also picked all my flowers, so that's gonna take me a little bit of extra time. Eventually I'll have something else up here in this area. And I've kind of been using this part over here as like a flex space that changes with the seasons. So I just took down my winter market, and I'm looking forward to getting some kind of cute spring stuff going on up here once the spring season starts. And before I go, I really want to say a huge thank you again to Nintendo for sponsoring this video. I have been a lifelong fan of Nintendo games. I mean, some of my earliest and fondest memories are playing Nintendo games in my grandparents' basement with my cousins. I have loved Nintendo for so much of my life, and to have them want to sponsor me is like such a just mind-blowing full circle kind of moment. I am just so grateful to them for this opportunity. I like can't even believe they know who I am, you know? But kind of like I was saying before, if you haven't been to your island in a little while, now is a really good time to load it back up and visit. There are so many new things in the update, plus all the improvements in the Nintendo Switch 2 edition. I like actually cannot recommend this enough to you. So if you want to check it out, I've got it linked down below. And if you like Animal Crossing content, I've got an entire series playing Animal Crossing New Horizons here on my YouTube channel, and I also play it a ton over on my Twitch streams. So I'll link that playlist and also my streams down below for you as well. But with that, I'm gonna go. So thank you so much for watching. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'm gonna catch you all tomorrow, okay? Bye, everybody. No, seriously, this is like the biggest pinch me moment. I cannot even believe that Nintendo wanted to work with me. It's so cool. It's so cool. Thank you so much, Nintendo.